Hi everyone, it is me, Skelton, with yet another vlog chat for you. Well, there seems to be a lot going on in the Middle East, as always, and I just want to say for the record that I, as a Christian, I stand with Israel. Yes, I do. I certainly do. And I'm going to be hated by both the left and the right. But there's a lot going on that's very controversial. See, the people on the far left and the far right keep saying that, oh, this land belongs to the Palestinians. Well, we know that's not true. First of all, what we know as Palestine did not even exist till 1900 and only lasted 30 or 40 years till the reestablishment of Israel. Secondly, the people in Palestine today are not real Palestinians. They don't have any connection to that land. They don't have any connection to the land of Israel. They were nomadic imposters. Most of them, well, name me one Palestinian leader. You can't, because there are none. There was no Palestine. It's all made up. Hamas is an evil terrorist group spreading terrible lies about Israel, that Israel is going after their children. No, Hamas is the one using their own children. The Palestinians are using their own children as cannon fodder and blaming it on Israel. And so let's go back a little bit. Israel is biblical prophecy. As Christians, we should support Israel because the reestablishment of Israel is pertinent to when Jesus comes back and the New Jerusalem happens. Now, I do admit that Israel right now is getting pretty degenerate. Tel Aviv is a hotbed of LGBTQ. Jerusalem is not what it used to be, and they're celebrating all kinds of degeneracy and sheckling here and there. But still, Israel is very important regardless of what's happening now. I believe there's a judgment right now. God has them under judgment. But they need to stand firm and defend themselves against these terrorists. Because if Israel falls, so does America. That's why I don't understand these people claiming to be America first, to support Hamas and other terrorist groups that are also, by the way, located in our country, in the United States, this very minute. They would do the same thing to us in a heartbeat. So getting rid of Israel is not going to save America or the West. It's actually a detriment. If once Israel goes, we are next. We are next on the chopping block because these Muslims, these towelhead people, consider us the great Satan, and Israel is Satan too. I'm not sure how it works. We're either little Satan or they're big Satan. I don't know. They hate us both, okay? They want us both gone. So please don't say you're America first and you support terrorist groups, okay? Because you're not. And another thing, too, is that, of course, Israel is biblical. But look, Donald Trump supported Israel. He declared Jerusalem the capital of Israel. How many wars did we get into the Middle East under Trump, who was very pro-Israel? Almost none. Zero. We had a little conflict in Syria, but we cleaned that up soon. Look, Joe Biden doesn't like Israel, and here we are. We might get into another conflict with them. Barack Obama hated Israel. He gave money to Iran and the Saudis. So really, Donald Trump, very pro-Israel, very, very, very few interactions in the Middle East. Under Trump, we were fine. So this paranoia about supporting Israel means wars for the Middle East is a lie. It's a lie by Muslims. They lied about 9/11. They claimed that it was an inside job. They lied about other things. They lie about everything. So, and I'm not saying the Jews are perfect. Oh no, because here's what happened. You see, Israel was their land according, God gave it to Jacob, I believe, or Jacob or Isaiah, I can't remember, but it's in the Bible somewhere. So, yes, it was promised to them, but what happened? The Jews were kind of naughty, worshiping false gods, and God would not put up with it, so he scattered the Jews. He kicked them out. He kicked them all over the world. Well, they weren't wanted anywhere. Who would want them? So God, after World War II, he said, come on home, y'all. And so they went home to Israel, their land, which was given to them by God, the Holy Land of Israel. So, as Christians, we know that this is biblical, and it is biblical. However, there is no room on earth for a two-state solution. No way, nada. Because it is not biblical, and that means the fall of Israel, the fall of the West, the fall of, well, just get ready for Armageddon. So, yes, so if you want peace, we need Israel in there. I'm so tired of all these lies being spread. And so So that's the truth about Israel. That we meet. If you bless Israel, you will be blessed. If you curse Israel, you'll be cursed. I know they're going to hate us. They're going to hate us for supporting Israel. I've been hated by both the left and the right because they don't understand. Palestinians are, they are not who they say they are. It's very complicated. It's not like they were there. It's like having squatters. Imagine having a squatter in your home. Wouldn't you want to kick them out? That's what Israel is trying to do. Get rid of these squatters when they were there first. Belongs to Israel, belongs to the Jewish people. So that's why I firmly support Israel. And I don't believe this, like all the arguments against Israel are so easy to expose. Like, oh, Israel spies on us. So does every country. Every country spies on us. We spy on our own people. We spy on them. But Israel, because of Israel, we have implemented exceptional technology in our military. Our military is stronger because of Israel. Now, I agree we shouldn't give bucket loads of money to Israel, and we shouldn't fight their wars. I don't want to fight any wars in the Middle East. But that like I say, Donald Trump, pro-Israel, very few wars. Barack Obama, anti-Israel, wars. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. It just seems to go that way, and I feel like it's because when we bless Israel, we are blessed as a nation. We are a Christian nation. So, folks, I really hope you pray for this situation. I know the Biden is calling for a ceasefire. Oh Lord, I just hope the Lord Jesus comes back and brings his AK-47 and cleans up this mess. We really need to clean up Israel. It has gotten very corrupt, but they need to stand up for themselves. And anyone who claims to be a paleo-conservative but is anti-Israel, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. You're on the dissident right. You're not paleo-conservative. A paleo-conservative would support Israel's right to exist as a nation state. If you're a nationalist, you support nationalism. It's either or. You can't say, well, we can have nationalism, but you can't have nationalism. So that's what I believe in. I believe that Israel is divinely ruled, divinely guided. So we do need to clean up the mess, but I know that the New Jerusalem will come back. When Jesus comes back, we will have a new Jerusalem on earth. Not a new St. Louis, not a new New York. It has to be in Israel. That's why we need Israel. It is of biblical prophecy. And so that's why I stand with Israel. And all these towel heads in the Middle East spreading this propaganda, spreading all these lies, they shall be exposed. And the people on the very far left and the very far right who are anti-Israel, anti-God, anti-Christian, anti-America, I've heard what they said. You cannot be pro-America and support terrorist groups like Hamas. You cannot be pro-America and support Muslims and towel heads. I'm sorry, you cannot. We have to stand with Israel. That is, now, okay, they're not our greatest friend anymore. Maybe they're not our greatest ally anymore, but it's important that they remain Israel, because that is God's kingdom. That is the Holy Land. So thank you all for watching. Mishpohim, Mishpoha, Shalom to all my Jewish friends. You see, I'm not anti-Semitic at all. I think Hitler destroyed Germany. He's no hero of mine. He destroyed the German people. It was all about him. He didn't care about Germany. So and just like our current president-select, he doesn't care about America. Or Israel for that matter. So anyway, folks, that's why I stand with Israel. I hope you enjoyed it. Go to my website at meetskeletonsplace.com. And remember, folks, say a prayer for someone special today. Bye. Maranatha.